It is a rollout show. It's your boy Speedy in the building. In-house we got.
Alice Raybon.
In-house we got.
Shelly Rio.
Hey,
Oh, shit. I'm
from
sorry,
Social
Sean.
Workout
Okay,
Studio.
all right,
I have
hold
to
on.
tag
Hold
the
on.
studio.
Hold on. Let's do it again.
Okay.
In-house we got.
Alice Raybon from Social Workout Studio. Hashtag working out with Alice. And you want to work out with me.
Oh, you add shit on it.
Give me that.
In-house we got.
Shelly Rio.
In-house we got.
Blue Mitchell, baby.
Behind the glass curtain, the one, the only second seed.
Shalom to the people.
At the table, she was here before. Show your love for
Carla Carter from Blaze Wells. Hi.
Blaze Well. You sound so nice.
Carla Carter. I love it.
Carter.
You can call me Cece.
I will
Cece.
not. Look here. Hey, Cece. She'll help me out because I was trying to go, Carter. What'd you say, Carter? Cece in the building. I love black folks. We'll cut it off in a minute. Just call me Cece. You don't know my name. You know Cece. In the house right now.
Daron
Oh, they got to
Campbell.
turn the mic to the side for me.
the side.
There you go, and then talk right into the side.
Right there?
There you go.
Okay.
In the house we got.
Daron Campbell.
Suit is on fire, man.
Thank you very much,
Going
sir.
for job application? We ain't got no application. Can't hire you today.
Luckily, I'm not looking for
Oh, there it is. You ain't hiring today. Usually you got a suit like that when you coming from court. I got to find a job. Y'all hiring? No. What's your name? Come back on Thursday. Tell everybody what you do, brother.
I am a 27-year real estate agent. I've closed $4 billion worth of transactions. I now teach people how to proliferate through real estate, whether it be real estate licensees, whether it be people who want to get involved in real estate and learn how to grow wealth. That's what I do.
Well, you already fucked us up with the word proliferate. That let us know right there you way more intelligent than everybody at this table.
He's a professional.
Yeah, we all went, all right, we out on this. Let's go back to the training. And this weed over here. No. Helping black folks with real estate.
Yes, sir.
Can you lower this a little? Sorry. It's screaming in my ear. I'm like losing my hearing.
Take it off your ear. Yeah. So you helping not just black folks, but pretty much helping us
I
to
help
get real estate, whatever it may be.
I help normal people
There it is.
get involved in real estate because real estate has created more wealth than any asset class in the history of planet Earth. Damn. And people who don't own any are watching the wealth grow. They're watching money go to other people. They're paying somebody else's mortgage. And that's a shame because real wealth, legacy wealth, is built through real estate. And anybody who's telling you, you don't need to own houses anymore, that's not the American dream anymore, is missing the boat because real wealth happens when you own something. And you go think about what your parents paid for their first house. My parents bought a brand new house in Chicago in 1972 for $24,000. And all you had to do was hold on to that house, and today it's worth 15 times that amount. That's the best savings account anybody could have ever had. And many of us aren't teaching our kids at the dinner table to be an owner. We're like, hey, go get a good job. Hey, become a manager. Hey, go get a good house. Go
radio
lease a new car.
show.
And don't own anything. And at the end of the day, ownership is where the wealth is built. And, real estate.
So you teach how to go buy real estate, buy your house, whatever it may be?
Yeah. I teach people how to buy it in ways that they didn't necessarily think they could. And, there are opportunities to buy real estate with low to no down payment. There are opportunities to buy real estate through creative financing. There are opportunities to buy discounted real estate because every day the 4 Ds happen: death, divorce, dissolution of partnerships, and distress. They happen every day. So they give you the opportunity to buy real estate at less than $1 on the dollar. So if I could show you how to buy a house for 70 cents on the dollar, that's a house worth buying. However, you got to figure out how to buy it.
And how do you teach it? Do you have a class?
I teach courses. I teach seminars.
Where are your classes and seminars?
Oh, it depends. I get invited to speak. I have a speaking agent that brings me to different places, different organizations, and I go and speak, and then I sell my courses. I go back to Dorsey High, my high school.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, man.
And I try to give back to the kids who haven't been exposed to this kind of thing, whose parents might not be teaching ownership at the dinner table. And they might be eating dinner in front of the TV on a dinner tray instead of talking about ownership at the dinner table. So there's a big gap.
So let's say,
there.
most of the time, I'm going to say all black people's credit's messed up, but
No,
allegedly.
that comes.
Okay,
in
so
all
so your
flavors.
credit ain't sexy. You're just around 5 something. Let's say you 520, 5 something like that.
Yeah.
And you're renting, but you want to get a house, you want to get an apartment building, whatever that may be. What is the first thing you need to do, or that person should do?
The first thing you need to do is talk to a qualified mortgage person who can tell you where you stand. You see, there are lenders out there who will lend people money with bad credit. There might be a slightly higher interest rate, but if you were my parents 40 years ago, and you could buy a house for $24,000, and your credit might be a little tweaked, so you might have to pay 1% more in interest. That was 1% worth paying. because that house has gone up, 30 times the value. The fact of the matter is, owning is more important than the little hiccups that might make you think you're prevented from owning. So credit shouldn't stop you. And by the way, credit repair is real. Credit repair exists. Rapid credit repair is real. And so a lot of us get in the credit dungeon and think we can't dig our way out, but you absolutely can get out of bad credit. And then there are lenders who say, hey, you got slightly challenged credit, I'm going to give you a short-term loan that's going to be 7%, even though interest rates might be 4%. You're going, no, I don't pay 7%. Well, you want to own a home. You want to own a piece of income-producing property. That's more important than what the slightly higher interest rate might be. So you get a mortgage person to tell you where you stand today, and then you build from there.
Okay. Now, he's a homeowner as well and property owner. Now, what about the down payment? And most people say that, well, that's my obstacle is I don't have this amount of money to go and buy that apartment building or buy the house that I really want.
Sure.
There are people that help on yeah, I know you're probably getting every other word, that help on the down payment for a house.
Okay, there are multiple programs. As a matter of fact, I just got off the phone with our buddy Joe with a lender who says they have a program that will loan the person 90% of the purchase, and they'll allow the seller to carry the rest of it. So the lender says, I'm okay with 100% financing. I'll give 90, you get the seller to carry 10, and I got you. See, these kind of things really exist. And there are lenders who have zero down programs, and they might do a first, that's 80% first, and they might do a 20% second at a slightly higher rate, but that exists. Anybody that's got a VA loans, zero down, zero closing costs. Anybody that's got a VA loan, you're eligible for a VA loan, and you haven't used it, I'm gonna spank you.
Okay, but wait, can we talk about that? Because
Turn her mic up. Go ahead.
Because what if you don't have the income to qualify for the home? So, for instance, I was just renting right in South LA, on Slauson and Crenshaw. That's like the Hyde Park area, really close to the Marathon store.
Yes, I know exactly where you are.
All right, so he put the property up for $525,000, but I only make $50,000, so I didn't qualify for that. So, home ownership is great, but in LA, is it feasible for somebody like me who doesn't have a 2-income family that makes less than 6 figures?
The idea is if you have an income, we should go backwards and find you the home that you can afford and you own it. Don't pay somebody else's mortgage, pay your own. And the fact is, if that home was too expensive as far as the VA's program was concerned, let's find a less expensive home for you to own. And guess what? The VA will finance that home for you, and at the initial stages, you say, okay, Mr. VA, I'm going to move into that home. They don't care how long you live in that home after you've acquired it. So a lot of people think, oh, that means I got to live in that house forever. Well, no. After you've closed escrow, no one's keeping score anymore. You might want to rent that place out and have yourself an income-producing piece of property, and then go live in the place you want to live, lease it, fine. But somebody else is going to pay that mortgage for you.
But you're saying that someone that works for the government, I'm talking like a GS6.
Yep.
For those people who know what that is.
Yep.
And somebody who makes $50,000 can really own a home in the Los Angeles area.
Interest rates right now are 3.87%, which means you could own a $400,000 condominium. You could go to a slightly further out area and own a home for $350,000 to $450,000. Those opportunities actually exist. Now, it might take a little bit of compromise, but everything worth having takes a little bit of compromise. So you may have to drive a little further for a year or two.
Lancaster, you trying to send me to Lancaster?
Yeah, I don't want
Riverside.
I know, Marina Valley.
You can get that. You
That's
can get
exactly
that on
what
the
he's
east side.
Who wants to live on the east side?
Well, that's
No,
the
no,
problem.
that's what he said.
Where we can afford,
He
we
said you
wanna
don't have to live there. You just wait to
and
let someone else live there.
Can't
have it.
afford,
Yeah.
we rent.
Yeah.
The fact
Okay, I
is,
got you.
The fact is, not owning when you have the wherewithal. You got a VA loan and you got an income. There's no excuse not to own. Period.
Okay.
Let's figure out where that ownership might be. I sold somebody an incredible condominium for $462,000 with 0% down, and I would live in that condo myself. It was in Studio City. People didn't think that opportunity even existed. It exists, and we just decide that it can't happen in Southern California. It's not true. It's not true. Do your homework. Ask a professional. These opportunities exist, and somebody says, "I got bad credit. I can't own a home." Well,
Because that's what we've been told.
you've been told that.
Yes.
You've been told a bunch of tales. It's not
You
true.
can say you can lie on here. You can say motherfucker. You've been lied to.
Some motherfucker lied to you.
So get in there, girl. I see you spinning. Go ahead.
I don't want to be house poor though. I still want to be able to take my trips and eat out. I don't want to have the majority of my income go to the mortgage.
So I agree with you. You don't want to be house poor. You don't want to be cash poor and house rich. So at the end of the day, though, you're paying somebody a substantial rent. My suggestion would be, let's find a mortgage that's commensurate with the rent you pay. If interest rates are 3.8%, ladies and gentlemen, that's free money. That's almost free money. When my parents bought that house 30-something years ago, interest rates were 17%. Come on, today it's 3.8%. In our lifetimes, we won't see money that cheap again. And you'll be kicking yourself in 20 years while you're paying somebody else's rent. They're going to own that home, and then when it's time for you to go, you got nothing, and they own that house, and you paid for it. That's the sin.
So you
That's
could take what she has.
Yes.
And we're
we
so-
back into a mortgage that she can afford.
Yeah.
That she's paying a rent. You're not living rent free. Let's take what your rent is and let's make that the goal. The mortgage payment is going to be that amount. Let's match that up. And when money's 7%, we probably can't do it the same way. Money is 3%. Ladies and
We
gentlemen,
can make it happen.
come on.
But I
Get in there.
get what you're saying about living. Who wants to live on the east side? Now there's not that much difference between Slauson and the east side. I was born and raised
88th
here.
to Normandy.
It's not that much different. But the difference is, from the east side, you have to go all the way to the west side just to be able to do things.
That's one thing.
That's the biggest part.
It's a cultural difference
What-
as well.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Niggas. No, I'm playing.
I was gonna say neighborhood.
Niggas. Who these niggas left next door to me?
the Slauson and Crenshaw area is a little more diverse than
Yes.
the east side of LA. The east side of LA is tilting towards mostly Hispanic. So when
It
I say
is.
it's a cultural thing, it's a cultural thing. And I'm not saying that I don't like them. I love all people.
No, we get it. You
Okay.
don't like that. Taco Bell. Where's Aunt Kizzy?
But it's different over there. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking like Cudahy, Southgate. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking.
Now I like what he said about maybe they find
I like
you find
the
a piece of
part, man.
property where you have someone rent and then you go find a place you want to live.
I'm all for
like
that.
that's beautiful.
I'm all for that. But I was just.
No,
wanted
I
to-
get you, but check this out. So before they took over,
I know we were
Mexican.
over there.
that was
I
the
feel it,
same
Mexican.
situation. We were the same situation.
I was gonna say the corn man.
You know, and so basically, the only way that you can control your neighborhood is to get more of your people to buy your neighborhood. So you go in there, you buy on that block. Your
Tell
friend
somebody
buy
what
on
he
that
just
block,
told you.
Another friend buy on that block. You controlled your whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's what they. I mean, it's exactly what everybody's doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Hey, well, I'll tell you
Jesse,
guys.
Honestly, I remember when Compton was white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who
Let me
don't
tell
know,
you something.
and Carson was mostly Japanese, and the Dons over there by Dorsey was all
well,
Japanese.
and go check Baldwin Hills now.
Yeah.
You can't call it. It's not the Golden Ghetto so much
No,
anymore.
not
It's
no
changing.
more.
So whatever neighborhood you thought was dominated by somebody else is coming to get that neighborhood right now. Your job is ownership. I hear all kinds of people being mad about gentrification. Gentrification is going to happen whether you like it or not. Every major city in the U.S. there are neighborhoods. I was born in Chicago. The West Side. There's some folks that would not even go anywhere near the West Side of Chicago when I grew up. Guess what the West Side is right now?
White.
That's right.
They got a
and
Whole Foods.
affluent.
They got a
They got
Whole
a Whole Foods on the west side of Chicago. So let me tell you something. Whatever all these stigmas that where everybody thinks, that neighborhood is not good and that one is, well, guess what? Look around because the out migration that happens in these big cities is turning around and it's coming back in. It's just what happens when traffic gets so bad that the guy working downtown in that law firm takes 2 hours to get from Westlake Village to downtown. He says, "Where's a good neighborhood in LA?" Let me go get Baldwin Hills. I'll take that house with a pool and a view, and I only got to pay $900,000 for it. And that same house in Beverly Hills is $7 million. Give me Baldwin Hills. Hey, buddy, let's go. Why don't you buy the one next door? Hey, buddy, why don't you buy the one across the street? And gentrification is underway. So like it or don't like it, you need to be in a position of ownership. Don't worry about the trends because the city is where the money is, and eventually all the money's going to come back and get the city, and you're going to watch. They're going to push. Suddenly, the suburbs are going to be the things that people don't want to go to. The city is where the money is made. Gentrification.
So people
is
listen
real.
to the show. You could take what she has. She's 50. She got $50K. She got the what is
VA
it?
loan.
VA loan.
Yep.
That you haven't used or you are using.
Have not
She
used
hasn't
it.
used it yet. So
Oh
you
my
could make it happen.
Absolutely. You got to make it happen. VA, not only does the VA finance 100%, but the VA pays your closing costs. The VA, not a dollar out of pocket if you have a VA loan. It is a sin for you not to find a mortgage that you can pay that's equivalent to your rent with zero down. You're paying somebody else's mortgage right now. You need to be paying your own with nothing out of your pocket.
I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
So property taxes.
Yes.
With the VA, if you're 100% disabled, you don't pay property taxes in California. Did you know that?
I know that.
So do they
Don't
prorate
catch
it?
him off guard.
So
They
like,
defer. They defer that. They eat it, basically. They say, if you ever sell the property, then we'll retroactively collect those numbers. And guess what? You're never going to sell that property. You buy a property, then you acquire another one, and then you acquire another one. And by the time you pass on, you're leaving your kids 7 pieces of property, and then they don't have to have the struggle that you had. We got to get out of the cycle, people. We got to cut the cycle off right here.
Damn, I'm glad you came.
me too.
I be booking some good guests, don't I? Hey, Joe. Anyway, see, bam, bam.
Now, do
bam.
you have classes online? Is that
Or how does that work?
Yes, well, you can go to Daron Campbell. You can go to DaronCampbellCoaching.com.
Darren
Okay.
Campbell.
Daron,
Like-
Daron, Campbell, like Campbell Soup, coaching.com. I also do a show on Facebook Live every morning at 9 a.m. on Daron Campbell Coaching on Facebook.
Okay.
But the idea is just to teach, to open up a lane in your brain that you didn't, that it wasn't open before. There are opportunities where you didn't know there were opportunities. There are opportunities where other people are telling you there aren't. There are loans, there are neighborhoods, there are purchase opportunities that people, we just say, we keep our eyes closed and we keep our blinders on because we really don't want to take a chance and step out there. But you need to own real estate. And if you're not being taught to own real estate, if you're not teaching your kids to own real estate, you're cutting off their legacy and you're giving them, you're handicapping them. You're making them renters for life.
We got a phone call. Boy, you on fire right now. Caller, what's your name, where you calling from, and what you want to know?
This is L out of Houston. What's
Go ahead, L.
I don't hear
Take that L. Well, you can't hear him?
I don't hear anything.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm in.
He moves around.
I was actually
His stomach hit it.
pertaining to.
Speak up a little louder. Start over again. Speak up louder.
Use your man voice. Go
Can you
ahead.
hear me?
Yeah, you go right here now.
Okay. Now I said I was just calling in regards to what the brother was talking about pertaining to real estate and credit and things like that. I actually, and I hope you don't mind, Speedy. I'll ask before I say it, but I do have a credit system that I sell that's a do-it-yourself system, so people are not having to pay people $1,500 to $2,000. It's a system that I actually sell, and I'm willing to offer it if anybody is interested for a discount rate for anybody with a rollout show.
Okay, beautiful, man.
And this is to clean up their credit?
Yeah, for your credit, it's a complete credit system that a lot of professionals use.
Okay.
So it comes with everything that you need for your letters, your disputes, whether it's inquiries, removing medical, bankruptcies, whatever it is that's on your credit, it helps clean it
And
up.
how do they
That's
reach
part
you?
of what
How do they reach you, bro?
they can actually email me at HYStyle, STYLE,
It's a horrible email.
1973 at yahoo.com.
Yeah, you know black folks. The _6 +4.
Talking about Big Slim.
You need to be simplified, brother. It should be hit me, get your shit right. Get your shit right, like that.
Hit me at Big Slim at Yahoo, nigga.
Or they can reach me at Lionel, L-I-O-N.
There you go. Lionel.
Oh, that's what the L for. Okay.
Yeah. Lionel Moneyman at gmail.com.
There you go. See, that's how you
what's up,
doing
right
all
there.
that. Trying to be white. You go _7 +4, and then I'll be there.
Hey, yo, L, are you playing me on Domino's?
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay. Nah,
I'm not calling him anymore. Look at Lionel.
yeah, nah, hit me up, though.
But
Lionel down there.
Hit,
I'll put my email in the chat room.
yeah,
Please
I'm
do.
gonna hit you.
L out of Houston.
I'ma
Now,
hit
did you have a question for D? You had a question for him or no?
No, I'm just, I agree with what he's saying, because what I plan on doing for my kids is I'm buying them all houses, and my kids are young, so I plan on buying them all houses, and that's what they're going to use as far as their education, as far as college. I'm already, in the process of trying to do that. So versus me buying, crap they don't need, I'm putting money into real estate. So for all my kids, they're gonna own houses when they graduate college.
That's a lot of
All
kids.
right.
You got 13
Yeah.
kids, huh?
Yeah, I would do the same, but I got 8 and 2 possible, so I ain't that.
Too possible.
Yeah, I got a spades hand, nigga. I got 8 and 2 possible. One of them niggas gonna get a house. Everybody live there with him. How about that? That's how I'm doing my legacy.
Wait,
Thank you for a phone call.
Someone's
Go ahead.
asking, what properties do you own?
Oh, well, I've owned probably over 200 properties. So it really depends. I mean, at any given time, that number varies.
Kind of
because-
personal right now. Hey, where your place is at?
Well,
What's your credit? How much you got in your pocket?
I have multiple
What's in your
strategies.
wallet?
See, I believe that you fix and flip until you don't have to anymore. So, so I believe in
Fix and flip till you don't have to anymore.
Right, and what
I
that
like
means is you buy properties that you can reposition and flip to make fast money, and then you reinvest that money into longer term properties that cash flow forever. So what that really translates to, you want to keep it simple, is you flip houses and you buy apartment buildings and hold them. So the idea is I could show you how to flip 3 houses and turn that into a 4-plex that you keep. So you flip 3, you buy 1, and you keep it. You do it again and again and again, and before long, the goal is to have a portfolio of as many units as you can under one roof as possible, because the economies of scale you get are by having a lot of units in one place. So I'd rather have a 16-unit apartment building than 16 houses of the equivalent value.
Now, what about people who have apartment buildings or the duplex and they're scared to rent out to Section 8?
Well, they need to get over it, because at the end of the day, Section 8 is the most golden ticket
what I
there
thought,
is
yeah.
in the rental world.
No, there's a lot of people scared.
The
No, I
buildings-
know. I don't
yeah.
understand.
The buildings
that.
that I've owned, they're Section 8. The Section 8 pays not on the 1st of the month. They pay on the 28th before the 1st of the month. Section 8 also allows you to submit a rent survey any day of the week. And if you can prove that 2 bedrooms are renting for $1,900 instead of the $1,500 they're paying you, they will increase your rent to $1,900. Section 8 is gold, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the other thing. Section 8 does not dictate that you have to take the Section 8 person that just because they're Section 8. You
No?
can say no. You get to say no to
Okay.
Section 8 tenants. I get to choose the Section 8 tenant that I approve of. The last Section 8 tenant that I rented to is a single individual who had a Section 8 voucher.
Okay.
I don't know how she got a 2-bedroom voucher, but single person, no kids, 2-bedroom voucher, $1,900 a month. I'll take it. That's my favorite tenant right there.
Gotcha.
Good credit and the whole
And
shop.
so she pays. Do they pay the whole thing, or she has
No, she
pays like a
probably paying
she
like
pays,
100.
she pays about $310 and they pay the rest.
What? I need Section
percent.
8.
No, but
Yeah.
see,
Like, I need
but
some of that.
the scary part of people dealing with Section 8 is there are a lot of rules for the owner.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
true.
And if you're not a hands-on person, you don't
Then
want
you're in
Section 8
trouble,
in your
yeah.
Yeah, your
business.
building has to stay in compliance.
You
There are
don't
health
want
and
Section
safety.
8 in your business if you're
Yeah.
not a hands-on person.
Yeah.
I mean, that
You
should be
got
all
to.
buildings, regardless.
Well,
of
no,
Section
they're
8.
not.
No, it should be, but
Right.
that's why they have the name slumlord.
Got it.
Yeah, it
So,
exists. Fall out the
listen,
sky. Go ahead.
veterans, right? I work for the VA, so there's a program for veterans, and it's strictly for veterans, but it's Section 8 as well.
Okay.
So Section 8 has a bad stigma,
Yes,
you
it
know,
does.
because you think you get the ratchets in the
Yeah.
ghetto and all that, but not everybody's that way. We have a lot of homeless vets on the street, and thank God for Michelle Obama, because she made this program, and it's called Veterans Section 8. They nickname it VASH, but there's a lot of veterans out there that need places to stay, and so Section 8 is not always bad. And
So is it that people don't know about that program, or they're just not giving these brothers and the young ladies a chance because of the name Section 8?
I
or-
think it's because of the name Section 8. But like we know someone just now who built a 4-unit complex in San Pedro. He's only putting veterans in it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so like that would be something that I would want to do. Like I would
Yeah,
want to
smart.
get a property so that I could get the veterans in it. I know that my money's guaranteed. I'm not really worried about the rules. If you keep your house up and you're not a slumlord, you know what I mean? You'll pass the inspections, and they'll only come around once a year.
And,
Yeah.
and listen, if they're willing to pay you market rent,
Market.
the full rent, then why wouldn't you keep that property up? I mean, what is your problem? If they're going to give you max rent, it's your obligation. It's your fiduciary to keep that building in working order. There should be no health and safety violations on any building. And so at the end of the day, you want to extract the most rent that the government will pay. You should keep that building up to the highest standard. That's only fair. And that landlord who's renting only to veterans or Section 8 veterans, he's not doing anybody a favor. He's maximizing his utility by renting to a government entity, but to a particular niche of people. And there's a shortage of those kind of buildings. And so there's opportunity. You want to see a building that'll never go vacant? that one. You know when he'll have a vacancy? When a veteran passes away.
And then he'll
Otherwise,
fill
he's
it
going to
with
be
another
he's
veteran.
exactly, and he will be 100% occupied.
And they also have for disabled.
They got them for disabled. They got them for veterans.
Yeah, but you got to put the rails up.
Yes, you do.
You need a ramp. Too.
Now, do you have all your properties in California and different states?
I've purchased in other states. I don't prefer to do that, but prices are much better in other states. So
Yeah.
at one point we were buying foreclosures in Atlanta, in Indiana, and there was a point during the last recession. Okay, this is anybody want to have a little inside tip? During the last recession, you were able to buy foreclosed houses for $10,000 to $20,000 at a time in major urban areas. So in Detroit,
Yeah.
I got offered an
Louisiana,
entire
yeah.
city block
Yeah.
for $240,000 in Detroit. An entire city block. That's 24 houses.
Man,
Anyway,
fit $5,000.
so the point is, when markets slide,
Like they're doing now.
and if you're watching,
They're sliding now.
They're sliding. Then opportunity is going to present itself. The best thing you can do is get yourself in position to become an owner. Get yourself in
And
position.
don't
to
be
buy.
afraid to buy outside of the state.
You know,
Realistically,
the thing is, you shouldn't be afraid to. But at the end of the day, I only believe in buying something that you can physically get to with no trouble, because property management, real estate ownership is not a passive activity. It really isn't. People say passive income, but that's passive with an asterisk, because you need to keep your eye on your stuff, and you need to be able to get to it and be able to maintain it at the maximum level.
Don't go nowhere. Go ahead.
Oh, no, there's another question. Someone's asking, are there any tax benefits for landlords under Section 8?
Tax benefits?
If you take Section
I
8.
can't hear. Well, there's no particular tax benefits. I mean, they're getting maximum rents, and so they're going to pay taxes. But here's the thing. Landlording is a tax benefit in and of itself. Why? Because they let you deduct the expenses of keeping that property up against the positive income of that property. So effectively, you can minimize the outlay by deferring the income and by offsetting the income. So like if you paint that building, you can offset the cost of painting that building. You can offset the income of that building with the cost of painting that building. So I netted $2,000 this month, but it cost me $1,600 to paint that building. I get to offset the plus with the minus, and so I painted the building effectively for free. So people, you gotta look at the tax advantages. Ownership is the advantage. Ownership is the advantage, and then you get to write losses of that active income against your active income. So you run a radio show, and we know you make $2 or $3 million a year doing this. If you,
No, I don't.
he's like, he's lying. He's lying. Uncle Sam, no.
That's on Monopoly.
there are tax advantages for you to own income-producing property and fix up that property and keep up that property and help defer the taxes you might pay with your active income. So ownership has its privileges, and that's one of them.
Black folks, understand. Don't move, dude. So we got baby girl in the building.
Yes.
Tell us about what's going on with the
cannabis.
cannabis. You don't know if you no.
Yeah.
So I
Grew it on them houses I bought.
I own a cannabis company. The name of it is Blaze Wells, and we grow. My partner's over there, but we grow and we basically sell to dispensaries in the area. But today, I really wanted to talk about adolescents and cannabis.
Let's go.
Because I understand that young people are vaping.
Yes, my son just got caught literally like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Keep that secret.
I told her. I told
No,
her. I told her bug I caught last year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about your experience. I have friends who purchase from me. They're adults, and they give cannabis to their kids, their teenagers.
What?
Vaping, yes. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
She almost fainted.
Right. I'm like, those are the parents that probably man, my kids.
It wasn't.
I have
my kid.
I have parents who purchase, I would say, THC gummies for me, and they give it to their autistic children as well, and that has really, really helped them. I have a friend in DC right now.
Wait, help them with what?
With the autism, like it keeps them, it calms them down.
Instead of them taking the drugs that they get.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
prescription
He-
drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what, D? Put it in this, dog. That
Look at that
But
didn't sound
so
good.
here's my thing.
Look,
So
that didn't sound good at all.
my son's
Show him how to do it, bro.
father,
You want this? Oh, you got one.
you know, he smokes weed.
Okay.
But he smokes blunts, you know, the trees, break it up, whatever.
Right.
He doesn't vape. My son has been vaping and has been getting caught in school. So of course my son says to his dad, like, well, don't tell me I can't see, like, you smoke. He doesn't ever smoke in front of him. But his dad's defense is obviously, A, he's an adult, so he can make those decisions.
Which
it's legal
is,
here.
yeah,
But B,
kids
he said that he would never smoke a vape. You know, because the vape has wax in it, there's things in it that we don't know what's in it. It can
Chemicals.
stunt your growth or whatever it can do. So on that end, how is that affecting teenagers? Like, is that really a thing, or?
Okay, listen, there are fake vapes out there, and they are very hard to detect. So you just have to know who you're buying from. And no, I don't think that marijuana stunts growth.
Well, no, not the marijuana's, but the vape, whatever's in the vape, 'cause
No.
we don't know what's in it.
No, vape is just really, it's just cannabis pressed down. Yeah, and it's put into a concentrate. You know what I mean?
Okay. I know I'm not a smoker.
So
I mean,
you
I have
can't
smoked
smell
in my
it.
life,
You can,
but-
yeah. You
I
can't
have-
Oh,
smell
you
it.
never smell.
I have
never
to.
smell it on
Can you
it.
go get mine out the car? Because I was just vaping on the way over here. But
We're about to blaze up in here. Let's do this.
She forgot the popcorn today, though.
you know, because I was in the area and I was just dropping by. But next time I will be fully prepared with snacks
Let
and
me ask you a
everything like
question.
that. Yes.
Are there, just like a restaurant, there's people that come by, because you say you grow your own,
Yes.
and then you sell it.
Yes.
Who comes and regulates how you grow and
The
what you're
state.
growing with? Okay.
She has to
Yeah.
have
Testing.
Okay.
Gotta have testing.
Yeah, because we're fully licensed and we're able to distribute and everything. There's people who grow without, you know,
a license.
right,
Yeah.
and without state testing, and we've been doing this forever. So when the state got involved, that just means taxes, money. You know what I mean? But there, just like with anything, there's bad people out there. You know what I mean? But when we do our own vapes, like, we give it to somebody who we know that we can trust.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And we can watch the operation as well. But back to you.
Yes, I know.
So can you tell me?
In other words, fuck your question.
No.
That's what I heard. What'd you hear? What you heard the same thing, right? Pretty much I heard everything. Fuck this side of the room. What you want, baby
She
girl?
answered his question.
No, fuck you. Yeah, no, I'll answer your question. Yeah, you get any strain you want to get,
You
brother.
just say what you was going to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Am I legal?
Yeah. I'm talking to the lady. Fuck you. Go buy a house. How about that?
Go buy a house.
It's gonna make you deaf. But I mean, it is a problem
Sorry.
in the school. Like, it's a problem, and so, and I think the school thinks that they're smoking nicotine.
Yes, I would be more concerned about them smoking an e-cig than smoking a THC cartridge.
Right.
But the problem
That
is you
better?
can't tell the difference.
Yes, right.
You can't tell the difference. This comes from the earth, basically. And
I always hear that when
It
because
does.
I don't smoke.
Praise the Lord.
The minute I mention, I don't smoke. You know it's from the earth. You think, motherfucker, you gonna go in this shit from Mars?
God made this. God made killer.
What? See, you like this bullshit. This is this weed.
so what I'm saying is,
Y'all say
Everybody
that all
on
the
death row
time.
got me.
Everybody said it all the time.
You know-
This from the earth.
Won't he do it?
Like the earth is pure.
do it.
Won't he
Like the
do
earth
it?
is pure. And see, you like this little rubber shit right here. White man made that. You don't fuck with this, but you won't fuck with earth.
Great point, Pops. That's a great point.
But you gonna put a house on earth. This is what I'm saying you trying to do. No, go ahead.
Great point.
Did you just
So,
vape?
yes, she did.
I did.
I don't think we can smoke here.
You can't smell
okay.
vapes.
No, I
Yeah,
smell
no,
it.
you can't.
You,
But
yeah, that's vape.
It doesn't smell like
He said,
THC.
"Yeah, that's vape."
Let me see. Hold on. I smell the T. Wait for that H to kick in. THC. What's the letters
She
again?
blew out so much smoke. I thought I was on stage.
We're gonna need a pizza up in here in a minute.
Everybody been this motherfucker. So the nigga told me. It's crazy. It's
That's how you
crazy.
know somebody never smoked weed.
Yeah. I'll admit this. So my senior year of high school had never smoked. Still don't really smoke. Don't smoke at all. So the homies like, we about to graduate. Let's go get high out in the thing. So we got on the football field. Literally, everybody took one puff. Was going, nigga, we fucked up. And it wasn't nobody high off shit. That motherfucker was a pin needle piece of
Oh, backyard boogie.
yeah. But back to me. Back to her question. Fuck what we talking about.
Okay, so e-cigarettes are the worst because that's just like smoking
E-cigarettes.
a regular cigarette. It's, they call it different things. You could they call it juice, e-juice, but it's just a cigarette in this container. So that is going to cause cancer. That is going to send you to an early grave. This will not send you to an early grave. The worst is
Why
it's
you
going
looking
to
at me like you trying to convince me you won't die today?
Are you
You're old. If you die, it's because you're old.
Yeah. And if you do that today,
And you won't work out.
under,
Give me that.
Where the fuck that come from?
Oh, okay.
under a
Shots fired.
Excuse us for a second.
No, but
was sad.
Alice,
too.
what the
It was an intro, and I took it. I don't know what got into me.
But if the school actually knew that it was THC, they would get kicked out. 'cause
Absolutely, they would.
Expel.
So I haven't disclosed. I know he's really smoking THC, and I know that because we drug tested him and it came back positive.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're one of those. guys.
Shout out to your mama not telling on you.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, come in here and pee for me.
Ward Shelley Rio.
You're pregnant, nigga.
With drugs.
Yeah, with drugs.
You tell me how you
Line
handle, how did you handle that when you found him because the school caught him smoking, yes?
Yeah.
The school
Same
caught.
thing.
She threw him in the hole for 2
Well,
days.
no, actually, what really happened, the school caught somebody else smoking, and
They
he
snitched?
and no, he was just there with
In the
him.
area. He's right
And
there.
this is the second time this has happened. And so whoever called me was like, technically, we can't punish your son because he didn't have it in his hand. And I said, no, you're gonna punish him because I know that he was smoking that because I
So you
found it in his because I'm like,
Yeah, take him to
did the
jail, too.
crime, you pay the crime. I'm like, I don't
Bitch, I
play
just
that.
saw this shit.
He gave me the crack.
I didn't smoke it.
Rifleman on the roof.
You guys just do it. But for me, I'm like, I don't play that. Like, if you're doing the crime, you're doing the time. Like, so whatever their punishment is what you're gonna.
Look at Beretta.
Tough love is not happening.
Look at Beretta.
Shout out to the shelter.
Don't do it.
Goddamn Shelly at law. You're gonna go to jail.
On the sparrow.
You was there. You're going to jail.
So would you have handled it differently if he had come to you first
Hell
and told you? I mean, it's just the fact that it's THC and he's
Mama,
not
I'm a
18.
crackhead.
I mean, so when we first found
Call the
out,
FBI.
Okay.
when
Like
we
that
first
watch.
found out about
Watch
it,
his life.
God,
he did
was
confess to
soft.
me.
trying to
I can't
avoid
remember. I
this
was like,
shit.
we were
Had
driving
a man
home.
wrist, nigga.
I'm trying to tell.
Oh, my
answer
bad.
a question.
Talking about weed. Hold on. Okay, Kelly.
So we were driving home and he just broke down. And I was like, what's going on? He was like, I've been smoking. Like, he just totally confessed.
And did he tell you why? Did you ask, like, why are you
I
smoking?
did
son?
ask
What's
him.
going on?
He said that he was
It was
stressed
good.
out.
Okay.
He said it helps with, his anxiety.
Okay.
And so my husband and I were like, okay, but
So
what
does
kind
a
of stress
belt.
do you have? Like, why
Listen,
you have
the
anxiety?
kids are
Like, you're-
under a lot of stress, and parents don't
Right.
know it.
Motherfuckers ain't
And
under
realistically,
stress.
it's better for him to smoke. I mean, I don't promote
your-
it,
under your
but I'm just
supervision.
saying,
Yeah, get high
instead of
with
him
him.
killing himself or wanting to kill
Right,
himself
right.
or hurting someone else, like,
wow.
what?
How about
Jump
just
at school.
Because
Jump all the way
nowadays,
across the
young
street.
kids, nowadays,
no,
young
you're
kids
right.
are killing themselves
Right.
just on
How about
being
this?
stressed
Those are
out,
white
this, that,
kids.
and
Those
the
white
other.
kids.
No,
How
not
about
just
this?
white kids, not just white kids.
How about this?
I've
Hey,
had
but-
Well,
multiple
that's the
friends.
problem because black families don't want to hear it.
They don't-
try
they don't
to brush
talk about
up-
it, yeah.
exactly. They
I'm
brush
talking
it
about
under
now.
the-
How about this? What stress are you in? You got to go to school, come home, do your homework. Show me your stress. You
No,
ain't got to
I
pay.
agree
Hold
with
on,
you.
you ain't
I
gonna pay no
agree with you.
bills.
I agree
You ain't got
with
no
that.
car
But
note.
what did Joseph say? We've been raising them soft.
We
Raising
have.
Okay, we're
soft
gonna get a punching
kids
bag
for
for this
sure.
But at the end of the day, I refuse
has
to
one,
believe that there's more stress on kids than it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, the only thing you had to do was your homework, clean your room, take trash out. That's all I had to do.
And be in
So-
the house.
You had the good life.
So
You had the good life,
but-
Speedy.
But I'm saying the average kid, her kid, my kid, they just go. I'll pick you up from school. You ain't even got to walk. I walked home
Right.
every
Yeah.
single day. Every single fucking day I walked home.
Okay, so what you don't
Nobody came and
realize
got
is
me.
the stresses of social
What stress?
media. I'm trying to tell
What
you.
stress?
The stresses
That's
of
it.
social media and kids trying to compete with other kids and this, that,
How
and the
about
other.
this?
It becomes this whole competitive
The problem,
bull crap.
The
It's
problem
bull
with
crap.
parents. You have kids?
No, I
Dang,
don't.
there it is. There. So I'm saying the
But
problem
just
with most parents is that
I agree with
you
you.
don't want to be a parent. You don't want to walk in the room and go, take your ass to bed, get off the fucking phone and lay your ass down. No, you rather have your kids on the phone playing video games because they're not in your hair. They're not bothering you right now. They're in their room. What the fuck they doing? I don't know because you closed the door. How about put some beads up? Nigga, we don't have no door here no more. You can't close the door. Ain't no talking to me sideways. How about I beat your ass? That's the shit you need to worry about. Not whether or not you getting high. Oh, my son is stressed and he had
For the record, you cannot get
I mean, it's
high
better than
on
putting them
marijuana.
on prescription
bro.
drugs. So
You
all
can
these
get high
kids
on
on
marijuana.
prescription
You cannot
drugs
get
and
high.
stuff.
Don't listen to
Speedy.
him.
Wait, hold
I'm
up.
just saying.
Hold up. He's saying you can't get high on marijuana.
Okay, there's a medicated effect. I have to agree with him.
Well, you grow it.
I've been
So
high
let's
on marijuana.
listen to the professional.
So listen,
And what was the most you did?
Dude.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you was a crackhead?
Yours was laced.
No, I was not.
Hey, crackhead Shelly's in the building.
No,
Yeah.
but like probably
Great replacement.
Probably a few months ago. 'Cause
Same
back in
seat.
the day, I used to smoke for my period cramps. I have horrible
What the
cramps.
fuck?
And so then I stopped doing that years and years ago. So recently, within probably the past 6 months, I got hip to the edibles. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do edibles. So I ate one.
Well, the edibles are different
But
now.
it said only eat one.
She ate
And
9.
so I was like,
I don't know why I'm fucked up.
So I ate 2.
The cake said happy birthday, Shelly. I ate whole cake.
What happened though, Shelly? What happened? Tell us what happened.
Cramp
I was
Wednesday.
literally gone. Like, I was like, I'm so high right now.
But it's,
I don't know what to
Well, I
do.
feel like we had an AA meeting right now.
You really wasn't high. That was a
You just don't-
medicated effect.
You don't classify it as high? Is that what
no,
you're saying?
because I feel like when you take an opioid, you're high. If you're on
Thank you,
LSD,
sister.
PCP, methamphetamines, you're high.
Thank you,
But a
sister.
marijuana is just a relaxing effect. You had too much in your system. And please don't call 911 if you eat an edible and it's too much for you. Because when you go
What are you
to
supposed
the
to do?
Call
what-
CC.
So
Well,
you're not high, you're just spiritually enhanced?
I mean, yes, it is a spiritual thing. Yes. So
Okay.
listen, if
Hang
you
out with y'all.
And you
have-
probably should have just done one though, Shelly. You were
Yes.
thinking like,
Because I'm like,
You
this
know
little
what? I
tiny
got double
thing-
cramps. Let me go.
Well, just,
No, but you don't. Like, I literally will take 800 milligrams of
Phone
Motrin,
call.
800 milligrams of Tylenol. That crap don't work. So I'm
well,
like,
well, just so you know, because the THC and the chemicals in the marijuana reacts differently to your liver than it does to your when it goes directly to your brain. So when you smoke it, it's going directly to your brain. When you eat it,
it's in your bloodstream.
right?
Got
So it's a
it.
different effect, totally.
So
Right.
think, eat brain, smoke, kidney.
So listen,
I
so
said liver.
Yeah,
if
liver,
you,
kidney,
if you
right there.
smoke, right, the most it's going to stay in your system is like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But if-
This thing here.
yes.
Okay.
But if you eat it,
Yeah.
That's what she said.
You got all day.
I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
I'm back.
We're going to hang
I'm
out.
with you. We can do this.
Buy a house and we're going to go eat.
We can buy a house and go eat.
if you digest it,
No, you can say eat. I ain't mad at it.
so listen, I was a new person to cannabis maybe
okay.
like
That's
4,
right, yeah, I remember you
4
had-
years ago, right?
Okay.
So I was hanging out with him, and
Shout out to Duke Blaze.
yeah,
Will.
dude.
Dude Blaze well in the building.
And dude is not, he's a veteran to the cannabis
Okay.
industry. So,
And a veteran.
yes, and a real veteran.
Yeah, the veteran.
So I was
man.
doing what he was doing. So he ate a half a caramel thing, and I ate half a caramel, right? And I'm thinking, he's smaller, like in weight.
Well, he is kind of tiny.
I got
I don't
this.
really look at dude.
No, but listen,
You did check his wrist out earlier. So
30.
Got a watch on it, nigga. That's why.
that's what you seen.
I was still medicated 36 hours later.
Wow.
But I thought I was stuck in that zone for
So
a
is
hot
it based
second.
on the
Weight.
process of your
So in other words,
digestive system?
so look at our weights. He'd be fucked up.
No.
I'd be cool.
It'll, for y'all size, it'll wear off in about 5 seconds. You get a whole honey bun, nigga. You be back in the
No,
normal.
it has to do
10
with your
minutes.
digestive system, right?
Well-
How long you hold stuff.
Well, it's first of all, it's in your bloodstream, so you
Right.
don't want it. You don't
got
want to
more blood
put
than
too
me.
much in your bloodstream at one time. So that's why I say if you have a
because we got
brownie
sugary
this size,
blood.
right, they would tell you to cut it up in 4 squares. What happens is it tastes good, right, and so you eat all of it, and then instead of you having a normal 1/4 high, now you have a whole high, and you're high for a very long. I'm sorry, medicated.
No, you said high. Stay with high.
That's
You-
right.
I'm sorry. Just say you
I mean,
fucked
but
up.
it's different for everybody,
Fucked
just
up.
like with drinking.
It
I
is,
know
it
some
is.
skinny people that can outdrink big people.
Well, I know this. Maybe it was the.
And it ain't me because I can drink.
Yeah, definitely the skinny part. But I think maybe because of your first time. When I did an edible, I think I felt the effects maybe 48 hours.
Right,
So maybe like 2 entire whole days.
Wow.
right.
I felt the effects, but
You gotta stay home, man.
You know, the body has a cannabinoid receptor
Talk
system.
about it.
and
Talk
everybody-
about it, brother.
I need your dictionary.
Somebody give me $10.
Yeah, this nigga is great. This nigga said a cannabinoid. What is a cannabinoid?
We buying vials here.
You keep thinking we on a higher level. You know a cannabinoid.
There's a phone call.
Got a cadaver. Wait a minute. You got somebody. The body got a dead person in it?
Yeah, the body has a cannabinoid. D, we gonna hang out. You just can't talk. You gonna fuck it up.
I have to keep it low.
Yeah, we got a phone call. Oh, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
You get the run of your mouth, Speedy. Hello, guest. Hello, everybody.
Oh shit.
Now, but see, don't shit on-
Vernon. Wait, let me introduce you, Vernon.
Yeah,
Vernon's the owner of Front Porch Weed.
Okay.
I'm calling to agree with you, Speedy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you said about the kids but see, a lot of times parents want to be kids' friends.
Yes. Oh
You're
God.
never-
Tell me that.
You're never going to be that child's friend. You're that child's parent. But when you go up, the dynamic changes. But that's still your parent.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand what they say about a lot of children do have stress, Speedy.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Wait.
Hey,
Before
shit
you
wrong,
get to
dude.
trying
Get
to,
a belt,
before you
beat
get to
their
trying to
ass.
get all upset. Sometimes the stress can come where you get bullied. Sometimes the stress comes with sports. You know, it's a lot of things that
You
children
said from
have
your
to
uncle,
deal with.
motherfucker.
Go ahead, Vernon. Sports.
Wait. No, kids do have stress because children are mean. Let's keep it real. They mean and they don't have. Look, they will roll on your shortcomings from one end to another. And if you can't handle it, everybody don't have a thick skin. If you can't handle it,
That's a great joke.
it's real too.
Thank you, Vernon. So, again,
Hilarious.
oh, you got to go.
Give me that.
You gotta
Wait a
work
minute.
out.
You put an alarm on how long you
Wow, put an alarm on us. Bitches, I gotta go. Thank you. I'm at Workout Alice at Alice Workshop.
Oh, you didn't,
No, it's so
you didn't
good.
think we knew what that sound was.
I'm sorry.
He didn't put a
I was trying to
ringer
catch- I
on.
was like, oh God.
I got now you just hit the snooze.
Go
How much
ahead
more
and
time?
give
Got
your
5
information.
minutes.
Alice Workout. Alice Raybon from Social Workout Studio and hashtag Working Out with Alice. Yeah. What?
You gotta go.
I'm not
She has a
leaving
job.
right this
She has
second,
a
but
job.
Shit.
no, I'm not leaving right this second, but I wanted to be aware of the time, and sometimes
Well, it's
we
a
get
clock
caught-
right there.
I know, but sometimes we get caught up in
You
the
forget,
conversation.
yes,
yeah,
it's responsible.
And so,
And your neck gets stiff and you can't look that way. I got you.
And you're high. Anyway,
that
she
part.
just vaped a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm fucked up, and then my
Second
bell
hand
went off.
smoke.
When our bell go off, that means I'm
was
fucked
second
up.
hand smoke.
Yeah. So again, I just not going with kids are stressed. My daughter now, don't get me wrong. I bought my daughter a backpack for school, which was LOLs because she likes LOLs.
The 9th grade? Which one?
Sixth grade. She's in sixth grade, and she said, "Dad, I can't take that to school." I said, "Why?" She said, "Last year a girl got teased the whole year for her backpack. I don't want to get teased. Let's go buy another one."
That's stress.
So I
though.
went.
Right.
Okay, we go and bought her another one. She got the one she wanted. She's not going to be teased. It was brand new when I got her. So I went with that. Now, that could be stress. I don't know. But
Yes.
but stress is, I can't pay my rent this week. Stress
No,
is,
that,
the bill collector
that's
call.
life.
Yeah, but that's real life.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a trend that's been going on in this particular country for the longest, especially with black people in general.
Thank you for the call.
When we go to the hospital, and especially with our kids, that we neglect the fact that they have feelings and they have
Man,
emotions.
fuck them kids.
That's the trait that every
Fucking
black
kids.
parent
Your
takes
ass. Fuck
is just go to school, just deal with
And
it.
shut your ass
Don't
up.
have any conversations
Nope.
about what happened at school.
You give a fuck about having to school? Did you do your homework?
That's how most parents. And homework ain't gonna save your life. So I would advise parents to
from getting
take
a whooping.
time. Who cares about a whooping?
I
To take
freaking
time
hate homework.
and talk to your kids
Act like
about
I
real
whoop
life.
your
Wait. But
Ain't
Speedy,
nobody ever whooped me,
Speedy,
just for the record.
Speedy. But let me.
Hold on.
Ever. Ever.
Nigga, the first forgot where he grew up.
And whoever the doctor was that hit me
But-
when I
but
was born,
Speedy,
I'm looking for you,
Speedy,
nigga.
yes, you were like that, but you also gave your sons a lot of freedom in the understanding that they had to make decisions as an adult, as a child. So when they went out into the world, they wasn't shocked. They wasn't
Again.
scared because they've been making the decisions
Yeah.
themselves
That's a
a
big
long time. You would go out of town, blah blah blah. You left. They were
Let's do this.
training as being men.
Gotcha.
Growing as
D,
children.
you got kids?
Yeah, I got 3 kids.
So, do you? I want my son to talk to me. I want my daughter to talk to me. Even though she talks too much, but just she a girl, so she going. And I'm like, you can shut up. At the end of the day, I talk to my kids. But what I don't think we should do as parents is be their friends. You have to be a parent because what'll happen when you become my friend, then I can say I don't want to talk to you right now, or I ain't trying to hear what you got to say. Why? Because what happened to the phone? What happened to the shit?
It's called,
You didn't want me to get my point across, cool. That
it's called belly.
I was
You was
trying to
talking about
be kind with it.
being kids' friends.
It's the core that's sticking out.
anyway.
Everybody go to working out with Alice.
I feel like being a kid's friend to a point where we can talk and you tell me what's going on, you tell me this, but not to the point where I feel like you might disrespect me and you might not want to hear what I have to say as your parent.
Right.
Because now, if I catch you vape, I caught my son doing the same shit as her son, and I went in 51-50. I like, my man, you lost all the shit. Ain't no going out with your friends. Because before that, he could ask me any time of day, I want to go to my friend's house. Go. I want to go chill, this go. You can go to movies, do whatever you want. I did that for a reason, so that when he lose that shit or he fuck up and he loses, he go, shit, I had it great. I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not vaping no more. I'm not hanging out with this dude. He gonna go, it was peer pressure. Fuck out of here with that peer pressure. I don't believe that shit. You 6'1", 185. Fuck out of here. Goddamn peer pressure.
Guys said,
but I asked you that. But
raise the kind of children that you want to be around when you get older.
Well, the thing is, it's just like with the value of a dollar. Kids got to know the value of the privileges that you're giving them. And so at the end of the day, my kids aren't my friends. My kids are people that I'm raising to be good people. And so they got to know that there are boundaries. This is living in this house, getting access to that private school is a privilege. You forfeit that if you break my rules. We're not buddies. Everything you have is earned. It's a privilege.
Yes.
So
there you go.
If you can't, if they can't handle that, then we don't have to play
And would
ball.
you let your kid vape or what?
No, absolutely not until they were of age to make an intelligent decision as an adult. But prior to that, no alcohol. We're not gonna sit down and have a drink together. We're not gonna sit down and talk and let you vape on your own. Absolutely not.
What if a doctor recommended it though?
Well, we'd have to discuss that because me and the doctor might have a lively debate about that.
Yeah, lively debate.
He'll probably buy it.
Lively debate.
And at the end of the day, he'd have to show me logically why that was in my kid's best interest. I understand that things have changed. My kids are 27, 22, and 21 right now. But when they were growing up, that's a discussion that couldn't have happened, wouldn't have happened because that wasn't, in my mind, an acceptable remedy for anything. Today, I might think a little differently if a doctor explained to me how that was something that was logical and in the kid's best interest. And I believe that there are things like epilepsy and seizures and things like that that absolutely can be calmed. The symptoms can be calmed by things like cannabis and CBD and things like that. So I believe that for a fact.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, somebody's got to take a stand in that household. And too many of our parents are not taking a stand. We're not raising our children. We're letting society raise our kids.
Yeah.
And there's gotta
Social
be a
media.
Line. There's got to be a line. Somebody's got to be the parent.
Turn the phone off. It ain't got to. Look, 9 o'clock, everybody in the bed. Now, they are fudge that. Oh, I got to go ahead and get some water, this, that, and the other. But you at least got to say there's a line. To have kids up at 11, 12 o'clock at night and they're on their phone, and you don't even know, you don't even check the history.
They ain't even got to be on their phone.
Check the
Just
history.
up that
We
late.
take the phone physically.
There you go.
Yeah,
Take the phone.
as you should.
Or you go, hey, all phones get plugged up down here so they can charge. Ain't no chargers upstairs. All the charging is downstairs. Give me the phone. When you're at the dinner table, don't be on your phone.
Right.
That's just
Yes.
shit I do. Go ahead.
So let me tell you this. I have a 12-year-old goddaughter, right? So her mother calls me. She's like, I need you to talk to her.
We'll talk to her.
And I said, cut the Wi-Fi off, right? And she said, oh, well, that doesn't really work because,
Shit.
hold on, because she has a hotspot on her phone. And I said, excuse me, what kind of phone does she have? And she was like, she has an iPhone 10, like me. I said, well, in what world does she need the same phone that you have? So she tried to justify it and say, well, because the phone was free, buy one, get one.
Yeah.
I said, I don't give a damn that you're 12 and I'm 40-ish, right? You're not going to have the same phone as me. You don't need to do the same thing as me on the phone. You're 12. I'm like, why didn't you ask for an iPhone 6?
Yeah.
And she was
in and out.
But she was just like, I'm like, yeah, there's no way you're going to be on my level.
Yeah.
So hotspot be damned.
How about a flip phone? Let's
Too
go
many
with flip phone.
privileges.
Close
Yeah.
up.
What's that phone
We got a phone
called?
call.
Okay.
We got a phone call. Caller, what's your name and where the hell you calling from? What you want to talk about?
This is hell out of Houston.
Nigga, this 9 times you called her. Look here, Lionel. We don't need you calling every minute. We got other people on the call, but go
You
ahead.
gonna play your commercial now?
Don't call me by my government.
My bad, Lionel. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Hear me out completely, Speedy, before you jump in. All right.
Shit.
Now, I disagree with you in the sense of the stress that we're talking about that the kids have nowadays, and here's why I disagree. Because you gotta think about it. When you were coming up and when I was coming up, things are not the same. We didn't have the same type of things that they did. It was a simpler time back then when we were raised and we were coming up. Now with technology and everything that's going on, we're in a different world. And you yourself have even said, hey, Brooklyn light skin, I need to make sure he's straight. He's gonna take that L.
Mm-hmm.
That's all due to the stress and things today. So you know that it's there, but you have to open up to realize, okay, there may be some things that I need to look at as far as raising them it may be different as far as how I was raised.
No.
You can't, and I'm not saying
No.
have your kids be your friend or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But you do have to take in consideration that times are different.
No, I don't. The only thing different is technology. And the worst thing about technology, kids don't have an excuse no more. They can't say, "Well, I don't know this information." Yes, you do. You got your phone in your hand. Look it up. That's the only thing technology has done. Stress was around when I was young. I had to walk to school every fucking day and walk with my friends who were talking shit about my outfit. That's still stress, no matter what it was, on what level. It's multiplied now because of cell phone and social media. But at the end of the day, when you come home, turn the motherfucker off. How can a motherfucker bully you on your phone or on the computer if you turn off the computer? You can only be bullied if you sit there and listen to this motherfucker talk.
Speedy, I can answer that question.
No, you can't. So I'm going to hang up.
Yes, I can. You're talking about turning it off, Speedy, but they still got to go to school the next day.
Yeah.
So what?
No, hold up. It don't matter with technology, bro. If that student or that kid is turning it off, it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop technology. They still got to go to school the next day and deal with it. I'm not saying, I've always said this, that society is raising punk-ass kids. Because if you got all this stuff that's going on, then you need to make sure the kids are strong enough to be able to deal with it. If your kids are not strong enough to be able to deal with everything, then they shouldn't be exposed to it.
And that's why we taking Jubu's class. What's his name?
Joseph.
Him too. Take his class. Wasn't his name? Habubu. What's his name? What was his name?
Joseph?
Habubu. Joseph Habubu. The Nigerian brother that was here. The Israelite. Thank you, L.
Jama.
Lionel. Thank you, brother. I get your point. I'm still not going for it. You're not going to tell me. Motherfucker, niggas got fights at school, had to come back the next day because the dude was still at school. That's stress. Everybody saw you get your ass beat. You still got to go back to that school. So it does, to me, that's a cop-out. At the end of the day, stop being your kid's friend. You're the parent. That means you can still have a conversation, talk to me, tell me what your problems is. But you're not finna get the iPhone, same shit I got. I love that. You're not finna get the same shit I got. You're gonna get the lower grade, and it ain't gonna have all the tricks and bells and whistles on it till you earn that. Make kids earn shit. Get your ass up every Saturday morning. I always trip when parents don't. Like, I think when a kid walks in the room, you should speak to everybody. Yeah. That stop a lot of the bullshit that happens in school, because if they have to speak, it's hard to be tough when you go, hello, sir. How you doing, ma'am? Shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye. Every single time you walk in. Little things like that parents don't do. Make your kids have a chore. If your chore is taking out the trash every day, then make sure he does it every day. Yeah. Because it feels like they're doing something instead of walking past the trash as it piles up. We got a phone call. Oh, my bad. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling? You see. What you going to say?
Calm down, Speedy.
I will not. Who is it?
Somebody better get the whooping.
Who is it?
This is Seymour. How y'all?
Hey, Seymour.
Oh, Seymour. What's up, baby?
Fucking up.
I do not have children.
Well, the reason why.
I want to say that,
You mean.
Peer pressure is real.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Parent pressure. I had parent pressure. I was more afraid of my mom.
There you go.
I'm foster kid.
As you should be.
I was more afraid of my mom because my mom did not play. My mom would come to the school and bring the thunder. Okay? So I'm like peer pressure is real because I've seen people be affected. But like I said, I had parent pressure. I was scared of my mom. I did not want my mom coming up to that school clowning.
Yeah.
And they would come. Lord have mercy. Yeah, my daddy came.
But then, Speedy, too, when parents try to parent, some parents believe in physical discipline. They believe in whipping their children. But then you got to have CPS and all of that. So it's like a fine line that you got to
But here's the thing, even on that tip, I don't think you really have to whoop your kids. But your kids need to know I might get my ass beat. And my mama might do that. The thing is that most parents don't even have that threat where I will, It's a certain, my mother, she barely whooped her ass, but she had a, what the fuck you say? And then you snapped out of that. Parents, if you don't have nothing else, you got to have a line where a kid sees you and go, oh shit, mama real.
There's got to be consequences.
Yes.
There's got to be consequences.
Yes.
And we're raising kids where they have no consequences. I know somebody whose kid tells the parent, get out of my room. Really?
Motherfucker.
Really?
Motherfucker.
You mean the room I own? You don't
Look, I'm following you. I'm a veteran, motherfucker.
You don't own a room in this house.
The hinges about the
I told you, put beads up. So they slam the door, put the beads up.
Right.
Now slam that.
Like at the end of the day,
no
Well, I like the beads.
My mother did believe there was no closed doors in my house.
Yeah.
That's how I am. No No clothes.
Or lock, for sure
Or
not
lock,
lock.
yeah.
You can't lock no door.
Can't close it.
You
Not
can't
in the
lock no
bathroom either.
door. Thank you for the phone call, Seymour. Appreciate it. Give you your information, big homie.
Daron Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate. I can be reached at DaronCampbellCoaching.com. That's DARON coaching.com. I'm also on Facebook Live every morning, 9 a.m. on Daron Campbell Coaching on Facebook. Everybody reach out. If you want to learn a little bit about real estate ownership, proliferating through real estate, I'm Daron Campbell.
Baby girl, I know you were writing this down because I want to see you with that house. If you got that VA
Or that triplex.
or the triplex,
That she can do.
that's your man. There's
Yeah,
no
I
way.
definitely want a triplex or a quadplex for
No
sure.
reason you got a VA loan. That is like the golden ticket.
I know.
Okay, then make it happen. And don't forget, if you buy a triplex, that they count those other 2 units as debt service instruments. So in other words, those 2 people helping you pay 2/3 of the mortgage counts in your qualification process. So you only have to qualify for 1/3 of that property because the other 2 people are paying for the other 2/3.
See, I didn't know that.
See,
Yeah.
you gotta
Look
get
how
informed.
guy work.
You get to use a percentage
Or-
of your property.
You get to
Whoever
use
you
the
believe in.
rental.
Look how he work. Won't he do it?
Kwam Yasha Allah.
Yeah. Won't the incense do it? Anyway, give you information, baby girl.
Blaze Wells. That would be on our IG. Blaze Wells, BLAZE Wells. That's it. Blaze Wells.
Yeah. And can they get in touch with you to buy it from you, or how does that work? Or do you tell them where to go get it?
I can tell you where to go get
There
it.
it
I
is
can
there.
answer your questions. Just DM us. Everything is on the IG account, and I'll be
We're
willing.
giving it all to y'all today. You learn the box. You can get some weed, get fucked up, and then get you a
And
house.
then get a house. That's a good day.
Yeah,
That's a good day.
somewhere to go fall out at. You pass the fuck out. D, we got to talk.
Okay, I'm with you.
I got something.
Yes, sir.
Plus, he got property, and I'm trying to get like Blue. Blue got
Hey,
mad.
Blue, I
property.
like how you upgraded out there.
What are you talking about,
I was confused last week.
though? What do you mean?
I didn't know you upgraded. I seen you out there. I don't want to put your business in the streets.
I got
know?
you,
I
dog.
seen you though.
Look, I'm trying to figure out what you get, nigga. What you get? You
Hey man,
got
things,
Bentley?
I don't know, though.
things must be nice.
But I'll take the thank you.
It's nice though.
Oh,
You do care. You do come bearing gifts.
I love what he talking
You talking about the snacks? Anyway,
Hey, Speedy, let me tell you
No, please, go ahead.
one quick thing to the people. The market is changing. Opportunity is knocking. The most money is made. The most transference of wealth happens during downturns in the market. So
it's
people who
down.
really accumulate the greatest amount of wealth, they do it during the downturns. When people are running out, the billionaires are running in. Think about it. Get
Well,
at me.
How about 100 there?
Them too.
Okay, go.
Them too.
I'm 100.
You got to start somewhere.
I got 100 on me right now.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. How much you got for a down payment? 100.
She could buy with 0 down. You got to start somewhere.
Damn. Did you even know that?
I knew 0 down, but I didn't know about
income.
Yeah, the whole income property thing, that I only had to qualify for the one that I'm going to stay in because the other 2 were going to be occupied. So that's knowledge. Thank you.
What branch of service were you in?
I was Army, Du was Navy.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You were
did.
Navy?
Yes.
With locks?
No.
Pre-locks.
So we've both been all
And
over.
thank you for your service,
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
I have a question. So if
Shouts out to the babies.
say they were to get married,
Yes.
are they able? I'm just saying because they
We
both
got nuptials.
No, they both have a VA loan. Like
Yes.
how does so?
No, like I wouldn't do that. I would let
Oh.
him use his, and I would use
Okay.
mine,
Oh.
or
I
we
didn't
could
know-
combine
so
it. Like we
she
don't
can-
have to get married
She
for
can
us
use
to.
hers on some other property.
Right.
They could buy separately. They could combine those 2
Got
things.
it, okay.
There's double it.
I was just curious.
Just double it.
And you had them getting married. So they
Well, I mean, 'cause I
so if
just-
they hit each other and it
They-
go
Oh,
down,
I
They-
just assumed you had to be married to.
Well, no,
join
you
it
don't. You can
together.
buy as tenants in common. Those are just 2 individual
it.
people who own separate interests in the same piece of real estate. She could leave hers to somebody. He could leave his to somebody. It could be under the same roof. That's like having 2 pieces of property under one roof. It's called tenants in common. When you're married, it's joint tenants. We
Got it.
both own this whole
Okay.
together. If I wanted to own a piece and Speedy wanted to own a piece, we could own it as tenants in common.
not married.
He could leave. He could leave
Obviously.
his half to his kids. I could leave my half to my kids, and that property continues to go.
that's cool.
Got it.
All right, we take a quick break. Come right back. We got to get some pictures. Me and D got to talk because I'm getting some real estate. With this $100 I got in my pocket.
That's what's
All right,
up.
Chad, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back.
You got the music?
Let me see what that guy.
If not, I can play.
What that guy.
All right, don't move, y'all.